Thank you very much. I will speak loudly because I always have a challenge with the microphones. I'm Taoiseach, distinguished guests, on behalf of the U.S. Embassy, I want to welcome you to today's conference entitled Smart People for a Smart Economy. I'm delighted to have so many good partners gathered here in the heart of Dublin's Docklands to have a conversation on technology, education, and filling the skills gap. Looking around today and having returned recently from St. Patrick's Day celebrations in Washington, D.C., I can tell you that the state of U.S.-Irish relations is very healthy indeed. As the Taoiseach knows well, St. Patrick's Day in Washington, and I think we can agree to call it St. Patrick's Week, is fundamentally a celebration of all that we do together across the spectrum of human endeavor. The cross-current of ideas, of business, which of course is such a powerful story for us, of informal sector activity, of familial ties, and of culture enriches our countries and our people along so many dimensions. The U.S.-Ireland connection is a powerful partnership and one that I think can offer inspiration for a broader transatlantic policy framework that reinforces the common bonds between the United States and Europe and that delivers strong and sustainable economic growth. When President Obama was in Brussels last week, he talked about the importance of pressing for an ambitious transatlantic trade and investment partnership agreement. Taoiseach, I know this was also the subject of discussions between yourself and the President, and we're appreciative of Ireland's leadership in getting these negotiations underway. Today, the US-EU economy accounts for about half of global GDP and a third of global trade, with $1 trillion in annual two-way trade. That's impressive, but some estimates of welfare gains from an ambitious deal top $100 billion and a great many jobs on both sides of the Atlantic. And critically, with an ambitious agreement, we have the opportunity to establish standards of transparency and openness that can shape the future of the global economy. Perhaps less noticed last week, but no less importantly, the United States and the EU committed to expanding cooperation in research, new emerging technologies, and innovation. Which brings me to the theme of our conference today, because innovation is what will drive the kind of inclusive growth we aspire to in the transatlantic space. And ultimately, that depends on our ability to equip our people with the skills required to thrive in a dynamic, globalized economy. Now, our conference tagline talks about smart people. What do we mean by that? The academic literature is rich with studies looking at diverse measures of human capital and their correlation with innovation and growth. Now, I promise you no regressions today, but I will commend you to the World Economic Forum's first Human Capital Report, which was released last November. One can quibble with some of the metrics, but the fairly strong cross-country correlations between human capital indices and GDP growth are compelling. So what we have done today is to bring together a group of leaders from different sectors to share ideas on how we give our people the skills required for the new economy. Science, technology, engineering, and math, of course, but also vocational skills and the somewhat more difficult to define skills such as flexible problem solving and critical thinking. We hope to stimulate conversations in how we can work together across sectors and across borders to bring new energy and resources to bear on this common challenge. I can think of few policy areas where it's more important to harness the power of this incredible partnership. The diverse group we've gathered today taps our rich common ecosystem to come at this from different perspectives. From founders of innovative digital-based companies, to university and government leaders, to CEOs of large businesses, to public policy organizations, and even to a successful athlete who found inspiration in teaching in an unexpected place. On that one and one or two others, I confess we may have stretched the definition of common Irish and American ecosystems, but you're all welcome as honorary members today. I want to thank our partners and co-sponsors, LinkedIn, Eversheds, the Higher Education Authority, the Dublin City University, Learnovate, Coca-Cola, Aer Lingus, and our partners at Good Food Ireland for helping with today's event. And now I'm especially pleased to introduce the Taoiseach Enda Kenny. As a former teacher himself, he is someone who knows about imparting skills to the next generation. Taoiseach, I want to thank you for your commitment to the Transatlantic Partnership. We're tremendously honored that you've joined us today. Thank you.